It's Red Eye Radio. Gary McNamara and Eric Harley talk about everything from politics to social issues and news of the day. Whether you're up late or you're just starting your day, welcome to the show. From the Uniden America Studios, this is Red Eye Radio.
All across America, we are Red Eye Radio. He is Eric Harley, and I'm Gary McNamara. Well, look at this headline.
Okay.
Mamdani now says New York Police Department should respond to domestic violence incidents, backtracking on past controversial statements. Mayor-elect Mamdani says that the New York Police Department should be responsible for responding to domestic violence incidents. The mayor-to-be, his about face came as he appeared publicly for the first time with his newly announced police commissioner, Jessica Tisch, who will stay on in her role in the oncoming administration. Now, she is known as more of a hardliner on crime. This has not been part of the proposal we have put forward over the course of the campaign. He said when asked by reporters whether his proposed new Department of Community Safety would handle such 911 calls. What we did say is it's untenable for officers to be asked to respond to 200,000 mental health calls that are received every year. He caught flack during the mayoral campaign over his resurfaced podcast interview from 2020 in which he said cops should not respond to domestic violence reports out of fear of escalation. Now, you got to understand here that, liberals may want criminals to run free.
Yeah.
But commies really, you look at the former Soviet Union, commies didn't like crime.
No.
So just understand that.
Except for the oligarchs.
Now, they don't want crime. They don't like crime, but they also don't like civil rights of individuals.
Right.
That's the problem.
Yeah, you got to stay clean, but you have no rights. You don't have the right to remain silent.
He has proposed, because remember, he has proposed the public safety campaign to create a Department of Community Safety that would overhaul how the city responds to homelessness and the mental health crisis calls, in fact, by shifting away from cops.
Okay.
He has proposed slashing the NYPD's overtime budget to cover the tab for the agency, but the real world rollout of the new $1.1 billion apparatus has been unclear, as has what resources, if any, would also be taken away from the NYPD. His reversal on domestic violence calls came after he appeared with Tisch just hours after the Post broke the news that the top cop would stay on the job despite the two being opposed on a number of issues, and some of those are major issues. Why did he do it? Why did he reverse? Symbolism that he's going to be tough on crime? That you can have a socialist / Marxist in power who still will be tough on crime? Or is he like the old-time commies where he really doesn't agree with the liberals and the Democratic Party that criminals should run free? Because if criminals run free, that can destroy, your mayorship very, very quickly.
Is he a true old school communist?
Right. Is he I'm going to say something and I can't even define it. Is he a new school communist? I have no idea what the hell that is. But
right.
Hold on. I need to have confidence to pretend that I know what I'm talking about here. Eric, is he an old school communist or is he a new school communist? What's the difference? I don't know. A commie is a commie.
Like a classic liberal. He's a classic communist.
Classic communist.
The new classic communist. We'll just make it up as we go along.
You know what he is? Mamdani wants to portray himself as the things that we've heard over the years as radio talk show host. Well, what you guys don't understand is communism will work, but they've just had the wrong people running it.
Oh, yeah.
And so that's the new form of communist that he is. He's the one because he will run it in a different way.
Well, look, they've redefined the word justice how many times? So when someone like him says, well, no, we'll make sure there is justice. Wait. What do you mean by justice? What's your definition?
Are we going to have to redefine all the definitions again under Mamdani?
Yes. That's the problem with the entire liberal agenda is that over the years, it's so many words have changed so many times. So what do you mean by justice? And justice for who? Justice for the victim or the perpetrator? You know, these are all the questions you have to ask because you need the qualifiers when they start talking like this. And then you also have to keep in mind, well, they don't really mean anything. They're not honest. Just because the guy can talk, at a fairly rapid pace doesn't mean he's being honest with you. I think they've made the mistake of equating him to Ramaswamy on the right.
Oh.
But Ramaswamy will debate you
wow.
and leave you hanging because you got nothing.
Yeah.
Well, I think they think he's their Ramaswamy. I really believe that.
I mean, I had never put that together. I know what you mean because of the style of how that, not the substance.
Right.
And,
exactly.
and not the cross-examination that a Vivek Ramaswamy can bring to a conversation because he can't do that.
And also withstand.
The what?
And also withstand. Ramaswamy can withstand that cross-examination.
To me that was a given.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
But
in both directions.
But to be able to cross-examine back.
Yes.
And Mamdani can't do that.
No, he can't do that. But I think they think he's their Ramaswamy. Because there's no doubt that Ramaswamy has a political future. I don't know what that's, going to be ultimately, but it's not going to be nothing.
That could be a song. Be my Ramaswamy.
Yeah.
Are you a Ramaswamy?
But think about what was the party saying after the 24 election? Well, we need a Joe Rogan. You had the Joe Rogan. We need this and we need that. And I could see them saying, well, we need to find our Ramaswamy. Because who was effective in any debate setting? Well, I don't know many people that are more effective than Ramaswamy. I think J.D. Vance does a very good job. But Ramaswamy is not afraid to go into, and he talked about it, during the Democratic National Convention. He went back to Chicago because he had been there during the primary season in early 24. But in the summer of 24, went back to the city of Chicago and said, hey, I promised the people of Chicago that I would come back to these neighborhoods, have these conversations. And that's what I'm doing here during the Democrats' convention. And he did just that. He's not afraid to go anywhere. We're seeing a lot of that during the Trump era.
Well, the thing with, Ramaswamy can do it. DeSantis can do it. Marco Rubio has shown a tremendous
Yeah.
ability that he didn't just get it, but he's brought it to the forefront
Right.
as Secretary of State,
Right.
along with J.D. Vance. Not that I agree with them on all issues. That's not the point. It's can they articulate the issues? Can they withstand cross-examination? And in the arena of debate, can they cross-examine strongly back and make the points pertinent but simple?
Right.
So you can pick up on it. Anybody who's watching it says, wow, I like that. Yeah, it's a good one. Oh, yeah. Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense. That makes sense. That makes sense. That's how you win a debate.
Right.
And all four of them can do it, where you don't have that in the Democratic Party at all. And Mamdani isn't one that has it either. He just doesn't. Like I said, if he's just talking, fine. Or if he's with a friendly reporter, fine. But that in itself is a skill that most Democrats don't have, even with the friendly reporter,
Right.
if they get cross-examined in any way.
Mm-hmm. Well, because they can't, because they lack, at the end of it all, they lack the substance.
Yeah.
So when you don't have that working for you, that's, again, the tell for just about anything and everything in the political arena. What has changed over the last couple of years are the interviews or debate settings where the reporter and or moderator, because they're always on the left, has not had the ability to challenge them. People on the right, any interview subject or any person who was part of a debate on the right, they've really not had that opportunity to challenge them, because they're getting to the core. They're being very blunt. Again, I credit Donald Trump with ushering in the blunt era, because you have to be. You got to get straight to the point. Quit messing around. And as you mentioned, even a Marco Rubio in handling reporters, I forget where it was, on what issue it was, but this reporter stopped him in the hallway, and as Secretary of State, they asked him a question, whatever it was, and he just handed it right back to her. I mean, boom, boom, boom. And I thought, that was a 1, 2, 3. That was not the Marco Rubio of the past. And he did it in such quick and direct fashion that you can't, again, you don't have room for the debate. There's nothing you can say. You're left with nothing.
I said this on the air, I think it was last week, and I've said it to a number of people lately, because you and I both get it. People say, wow, you guys really are up on the issues. And we've always thought, look, all this stuff isn't that hard. Whether
Right.
it's economics, whether it's understanding the Constitution. I'm reading this here. We'll get to this following the bottom of the hour, but it's really good. The death of American history. Professors warn students, even teachers show a shocking ignorance of the founding documents of this country, what the country is about. And it doesn't take long to figure this out.
Right, yeah.
I understood the three branches of government when I was young, and my father explained it to me during the Cold War in the 60s, and I understood it like that. I went, oh, that's it. And that's and to realize that there are adults that have no concept of the three branches of government and why they exist, and the ignorance that exists out there. Did you see Patton Oswalt on with Bill Maher?
No.
Oh, on his the podcast one, the drinking podcast one. Patton Oswalt doesn't even know what the issues are.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
And Bill Maher goes, you got to get off blue sky. You don't even know what these things are happening. You don't even know what's happening. He didn't even understand that the radical transgender movement, what the hell was going on. And Bill Maher was looking like, you're in a bubble. You don't even know what the other side thinks. You don't even know what the arguments are.
Right.
And I've thought that, I think when people say that to me, I say, well, that's not it. I've just been around so long, I've heard every argument. There is no, these people are coming into government and they have new ideas. No, they don't.
No.
We know what all the economic ideas are. We know the ones that have worked and the ones that have failed. We know it.
Yeah.
There's nothing new out there. Everything is just recycled over and over and over again. Well, when you've been on this earth 70 years and paying attention to the news for over half a century and professionally working in it, for going on 45 years, you sort of sit there, your brain just sort of eventually absorbs all this crap and you go, well, that's BS. That's BS. That's BS. You're clueless because these people are just in the beginning of their arguments. They're young.
Yeah.
They're just learning the arguments. And so if you have any type of critical thinking skills and have absorbed it, you can destroy them in an argument, not because you have this great IQ and this great intelligence. It's just you've been around so long and you've heard the same 200 arguments over and over and over again.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And you know it's true and you know it's false.
Right.
It's that simple.
Right. Well, and it seems, again, we mentioned this recently, but generationally, every 15 to 20 years, they just recycle the same thing.
Yes.
So once we've been around long
Right.
enough, it's like, no, we've been here.
It's like,
Yeah.
I've done this show 100 times before.
Yeah, exactly.
We are Red Eye Radio.
Brought to you by FPPF, Fuel Power Max.
It's a common road rumor that it's impossible for one-truck owner-operators and even carriers with just 2 or 3 trucks to get freight direct from the source, the shipper. Yet, hard-won experience from untold numbers of owner-operators with authority disproves the notion. Search your home base area and, later, frequent freight destinations to find all the manufacturers, distributors, and other shippers in the area. Once you get that list, ask yourself if those companies know who you are and what you do. If not, you're leaving opportunities on the table. Strive to own your backyard, to build a solid foundation for the business. For many a small fleet, it's the loads outbound from home that are the bread and butter. But you can take that same approach to the destination area, identifying shippers there and getting on the phone to make sure they know who you are and what you do. Owner-Operator Business 101 is provided by Overdrive's Partners in Business program. Go to overdriveonline.com to the Partners in Business section of the website for more detail on this and many other topics.
Brought to you by Shell Rotella. With advanced synthetic technology is designed to help keep your rig running with more mileage and less maintenance.
Lines open for your calls. 866-90-RED-EYE on Red Eye Radio.
We are Red Eye Radio. He's Eric Harley, and I'm Gary McNamara. Good morning. This is my favorite story from yesterday. I'm reading this off Breitbart, but it came from the Daily Mail UK. Report. Rumor. Bush family plotting comeback to retake the GOP from Trump.
I'm sorry. I fell asleep after Bush family plotting comeback.
Former President George W. Bush and his family are reportedly planning to retake the Republican Party from President Donald Trump once he is out of office, according to a recent report. Well, if he's out of office, you don't need to take it from him.
Right. What are you taking from?
And this is what I love. There are allegedly rumors.
Allegedly,
not even a rumor.
There's not. You can say it's okay to say there are rumors. It's implied it's alleged, but there are allegedly rumors.
Right.
These aren't even actual rumors. it's we think there might be possibly allegedly rumors
that there is a plot to end the so-called Bush exile.
Okay.
I got a couple comments on this.
Yeah, we do.
Have a line open. 1-866-90-RED-EYE. Red Eye Radio.
And he is Eric Harley, and I'm Gary McNamara. Download our Red Eye Radio app today, and you can listen when you choose. All right, so this whole story here that the report, the allegedly rumors are out there that the Bush family is plotting to come back to retake the GOP from Trump. I will say this out loud after, reading a significant portion of this article and another article on it. I don't buy it.
Yeah.
There are allegedly rumors stirring that there is a plot to end the so-called Bush exile as part of an effort to take control of the GOP from Trump and his Make America Great Again policies, according to the Daily Mail UK. From the actual article, now rumors are stirring of a plot to end the so-called Bush exile and take the GOP back. From the so-called scourge of Trumpism. Behind the scenes and still with deep connections around the country, a shadow Republican Party is lying in wait to take over when Trump is gone.
The Pentaveret.
How? Oh.
The Rothschilds.
So, there I am. We talked about it earlier on YouTube yesterday, and I love having, I'll be watching something. I just let it roll to the next thing. Mm-hmm. And all of a sudden, So I Married an Axe Murderer comes up. It's a free movie on YouTube. It comes up.
Yeah.
And the only reason is because we've talked about it on the air before that movie, and I think it's sitting there. Some microphone picked us up talking about it.
Yep.
And so it's always in that shuffle that it comes up. So, of course, I had to watch the first 20 minutes.
Yeah, you have to. Well, I even get toward the end, too, because
I did fast forward.
Stephen Wright as a pilot is just the best.
No, you know what I stayed till?
And then Charles Grodin in commandeering the car. I need to commandeer your car, Charles Grodin. No.
Pipe her down.
Paper it down. Paper it down. If you want my body.
I actually
sexy.
repeated that a couple of times just because you had said it so many times on the air.
Yeah.
I just played it again and just was sitting there laughing like
the wedding
an idiot.
reception. Oh, my gosh.
So behind the scenes and still with deep connections around the country, a shadow Republican Party, the Pentaveret, is lying in wait to take over when Trump is gone. And while the former president is determined not to publicly criticize Trump, much to the frustration of some of his former aides, he may not be averse to quietly helping to shape the Republican Party long-term's future. One person who was described as a former Bush official told the Daily Mail UK that Trump knows there's no third-term option. Like that, stop it. He's been trolling on that. He knows it.
Yeah.
While admitting that Vice President J.D. Vance has a head start over other possible Republican presidential candidates, the former Bush official also predicted there will be a big open field within the Republican Party for the 2028 presidential race, according to the outlet. Now, ready for this? Here we go. This is the one where you're going to go, come on. Mm-hmm. Former Republican National Committee Chairman Michael Steele has also been reported as pleading for the former president to get involved in the party. He's not a Republican, Michael Steele.
Right.
I don't know how, but he became a far leftist.
Yes.
Stating that Bush has a voice that would resonate with a lot more Americans, according to the outlet. I would disagree with that.
I highly disagree with that.
And he says Breitbart reported that in an interview with CBS News host Norah O'Donnell in 2021, Bush revealed that he felt that Trump lacked the humility necessary to be an effective leader. Breitbart News' John Binder reported that in October of 2019, during Trump's first term as president, Bush also claimed Trump's isolationist United States as destabilizing around the world. Well, that ended up not being true.
Right.
He's not an isolationist. So that's gone. But that's basically all they have in this article. That's it.
Yeah.
I mean, there's really not. It's a horribly written article. And when you say allegedly there are rumors, not that there's a rumor.
Alleged rumors.
That there's allegedly a rumor that you're reporting on.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I don't buy it. And if it were true, it's not going to do anything. It's not going to happen. Nothing's going to come of it. You and I were joking during the break, and I said, all right, we get Jeb Bush, Liz Cheney, Mitt Romney. Go ahead and
John Kasich I brought up.
John Kasich,
John Kasich.
Michael Steele. Go ahead and bring in go ahead and bring in Bill Kristol.
Oh,
I mean, get them all together. Instead of the no labels party, it would be the no one cares party.
well, if you're bringing Bill Kristol, you got to bring in Mamdani.
Yeah,
'Cause
right.
he endorsed him.
Exactly.
Remember?
Well,
So-
if you bring in Steele, you got to bring in you got to bring in people on the left. It's not going to happen. It isn't going to happen.
No.
Even if there were an effort, which I don't believe there actually is. Even if there were an effort. By the way, to what end? Trump is done at the end of 28, and we don't even know what's going to happen in 26.
You think when they say family, you think it would be George P. Bush?
Possibly. That's
The-
the first thing that he was the first one that came to mind.
Yeah, that's because when they said family, I'm like, well, it's not going to be his daughters.
But the thing is, I don't think people, even in Texas, think of George P. Bush in the same way they did
No.
in relation to George W. Bush or George H.W. Bush, in the same way they did Jeb Bush, because Jeb Bush was active as a governor in the same era, and that era is over. It's over for the GOP. That's the whole Mitch McConnell, John Boehner, do nothing era. I could see some of those old schoolers saying, well, what we need to do is bring back, I don't know, whatever it is they think needs to be brought back. But the fact of the matter is I think if there's any thought about this, if there is any thought being put to something like this, it's because they fear what is actually getting done. If you think about, again, we disagree with Trump on a number of things, but in terms of foreign policy right now, he's doing as long as this Russian deal doesn't go through, he's doing a fantastic job as president. And I think
On foreign relations.
Yes,
Right.
Exactly what I said. And that's I think that scares them to the extent of maybe making them irrelevant if they even care about that. This goes back to not even believing that it's true that this is happening,
Well-
because I don't think they even care enough to be involved. They're going to issue a comment if asked a question, but George W. Bush, the Bush family, this big so-called exile, it wasn't an exile, it was their era was done. It was over. We moved on.
Yeah, and the reference to 2018, 2019, that's gone.
Right.
And the only issue they mentioned from Bush is Trump being an isolationist, which he's not.
Which he's not.
And so if that was his major thing after what's going on in the Middle East, Bush would have no credibility coming in
Right.
and attempting to do it. But you and I, the thing that interested us the most was, okay, who is in this army in waiting?
Right.
This Republican government under Bush that
Right.
is waiting to come in. Who comprises it? Oh, we forgot to mention Liz Cheney. She's got to be a part of it,
I
right?
did.
Oh,
I did.
Did you mention it? Okay.
Yeah.
I did.
Romney, Liz Cheney.
Okay.
You're going to have to get all the usual suspects. But, the first name I thought of was George P. Bush. But outside of this state, George P. Bush hasn't really
No, he hasn't.
made
no.
a name at all.
No.
And even within the state, it hasn't been a huge political name in the way that it would be someone who could be a part of a movement and the future of a party I'll never say never. He might have a future in state politics here in Texas. But judging by how it's going, I don't see that on the national level at this point. It's again, it's a different era. If we're talking about the Bush era, because the idea really is ushering in the Bush-type policies, behavior, I don't know. Do you want to call it statesmanship? I don't know. Is anybody going to try and use that word? And ushering out the more chaotic Trump era. Well, the Trump era, Trump won in 24 for a number of good reasons. Again, what his legacy is going to be remains to be seen. We're not even to the midterm yet, people.
Well, just the rhetoric, just the meme mentality that would be effective is you could simply say that if it was any Republican running who had supported Trump, which is really all of them, and the Bush candidate came in, and it was known that there was, this whole thing of Bush wanting to come back, and there's a group of Republicans, they would simply say, what are you talking about? Trump kept us out of all wars and did peace deals. You got us into wars.
Yeah.
I know that's simplifying what happened.
Right.
But the fact is that would be the effective use of it, and you couldn't do in the Middle East. The philosophy of the Bush administration couldn't do in the Middle East what Trump has been successful at. So I don't know where the starting point is. That's the whole point. And this is no personal animosity of W. I voted for him twice.
Right. No,
And,
it's just that era
right.
is over.
Right. It's just I don't see what philosophy, what are the issues that you're offering that are different. If the main point of the article I was reading in Breitbart on it is that Trump was an isolationist, that's a dead issue because that was never true.
Right.
And so anyone else, if you sit there and you say he doesn't have the humility or he doesn't have the temperament and he shouldn't say these things, well, anybody else who was running after him isn't his same style.
Yeah.
Whether it's they may be direct.
Right.
But they don't have the same style as Trump at all. There is nobody who's going to replicate Trump.
No.
In the same way.
No.
So I don't understand it. I don't understand where that came from, except if it's just a lazy journalistic day. And I say lazy journalistic day because when you say there are allegedly rumors, you're not even saying there's rumors.
Right.
Allegedly rumors. We have to doubt the credibility of the article to begin with.
Yeah.
And there's nothing that connects the dots into what the path of success is. And by saying, well, no, but Michael Steele's on MSNBC.
Right.
He's a whacked out liberal now.
Right. Look, if this were going to happen, if you would have told me halfway through the Obama years that this were happening, I would have thought, oh, okay, interesting. Let's see where it goes. But I probably wouldn't have believed it then. And mainly because of how George W. Bush and Michelle Obama became such close friends, in the years after and of course, that was before that was at the end of Obama's years, but that's still, I wouldn't have believed it. I would have believed, no, he's done. And he has no interest in doing this. If for no other reason, he doesn't really care.
We are Red Eye Radio.
Coming up, more with Gary McNamara and Eric Harley. It's Red Eye Radio.
We are Red Eye Radio. He is Eric Harley, and I'm Gary McNamara. Now, what would be more interesting if we saw a story that there is an underground Democratic movement led by Bill and Hillary Clinton to come back and reinvigorate the Democrat Party.
That I would believe.
Yeah.
In fact, I would be shocked if it weren't true.
And the main focus of that would be a Hillary pity party along with a Michelle Obama pity party.
Right.
I just love how Michelle Obama is trying to portray herself as this incredible victim
This
who
victim
wasn't appreciated. Isn't it
Right.
great?
Oh, my gosh.
Oh,
yeah.
so
The
dang
eternal
fun.
victim.
This is Red Eye Radio on Westwood One.